Hey everybody, this is MyCollectables coming back with another video. This is my roster review video for July 2022. Now, if you haven't been on my channel that much before or you don't know, I try to do this every month where I show my roster and like how my collectibles are going and what my gains and losses are. And I'm being really transparent with my collection right here. And it's just to give you a little bit of an idea about where my mind's at and where I've been coming from and where I hope to go, right? And some of my strategies, right? So basically, I've been doing this video, like I said, once a month for, since basically December of last year of 2021. So you can actually go back and watch any of those roster reviews if you want. But I do a recap right here as well, right? So you can always subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this and all my breakdowns and stuff. And you can also join my channel as a member and get a free drop head NFT. You can see the ticker down below. It actually tells you that you can get involved with the community, get an NFT. My drop heads, we're giving rewards away, so it's really great. But let's get into this right here. This is my review. So I like to do this. Okay. So my business background from owning my own collectible business and my own graphic design business for over 20 years, you really got to keep track of all of your numbers, especially in my collectibles business. So I've applied the same things over to my, Veve account and my other NFTs as well, but that's not included here, right? But anyway, I like to really break down the numbers. So if you actually check about what my strategy is over the last while, okay, I've actually really focused on secret rare comic books a lot. That's been happening for a couple months now. And I've been stacking the new grail. So if you've been watching my videos, you know what I've been doing. I've been going after the new grails, and it's really actually, helped my account do really well. So this is the cool part for me, is that I've actually never had a month where my account was actually in the red, like in the negative. My collection has always been worth more than I paid for it, in terms of gems, right? So and it continues. This month got a little bit better for me as well. And, just because of what I've been focusing on, right? So I like to share that with you so you can make your decisions as well. But like I said, I'm very comic focused right now with my collection, specifically because we have the San Diego Comic-Con coming up with, Veve. And I've talked about that in some of my videos, as well as the fact that, I just think comics are really, really, taking off on this app. And the secret rares are so scarce that they're just a really safe bet for me when it comes to putting my money into those collectibles. Those are the ones that I really feel like are like top level, because they don't take wild swings like some of the other collectibles do that have like thousands upon thousands of editions. They actually are very, very stable, so they've been really good for my focus, right? So let me just show you a bit more. Here's my secret rare collection as it stands now. Now there's a little bit more that's shown here because I can't fit it all on one page, but this is where I've gotten to. I'm at 32 secret rares and climbing because I will be adding more, and I'll be adding more of the new ones that come, some of the really key comics. There's a couple comics that have come out recently that I haven't got a chance to get yet, but I will. And there's going to be ones that are going to be coming that I'll go after as well. But these are all to me super high level, just because there's only 500 to 600 of them that you can actually get your hands on in the entire world. So I like to be in that elite group, right? The other thing I've been doing is stacking my new grails. These comics that have come out, I've been stacking like these particular ones right here. And just because they have such great in real world value. And, I was stacking them when they first come out. And so I've gotten really good returns on these in regards to like what they're worth and what I paid, right? And they're just high level comics. And I will continue to do this as time goes on, as new comics come, right? And these are the other focus that I've been doing because I can't get to the secret rare on these ones, these really big grail ones at this moment yet. Anyway, I'm working my way up, but I've been going after low mints, commons on these particular ones here. And there's a few others as well, but this is just a good sample. These are some of the best common comic books you can get on Veve, like in terms of their value. So I've been going after low mints on some of these ones right here, just because they're almost even more scarce than a secret rare. Because if you take like a 3-digit on any of these, there's actually probably less 3 digits on any of these comics than there are of the secret rare. That's really mind blowing if you actually think about that, right? So let's go on to some of my numbers. So I like to go back in time. So I always keep track of everything to see how I'm doing, and I recommend you do it as well. December 2021, this is what my roster looked like. My vault value is about 6,400 gems in terms of gains, and I was really doing great at that point. That was right after golden moments and everything, so I loved that. And then you go to January, and that's when we had that crazy pump where everything was going sky high. And look at my gains there; they're at 28,000 gems. And that's incredible, right? In terms of like how much I had gained, right? And then February, we started to have the crash and the dip and all the bots and all that crazy stuff. And my market value, my gains went down to just under 8,000 gems, which is still pretty good. So I wasn't, I lost, a decent amount. But like I also sold a bunch of stuff and bought a bunch of stuff. And then I started to focus more on the secret rares. In March is when I really started to make a change. March and April is when I really started to make a change in my roster, specifically April. March right here, you can see my gains were only about 6,400. If you actually look right here, but I had a decent amount of gems built up because this is the moment that I started to switch and sell collectibles and go after secret rare comics. This is right before, and you can see that it was about 6,400 in terms of gains, right? And I started to focus also on master collector. You can see down here 103 master collector points per day. I was averaging, I was figuring out, around that time, right? So anyway, I skipped over April because I was accumulating secret rares during that month. And you can see right here, my gains were only at about 2,600. So they were down a bit. Excuse me. They were down a bit. And that's because I had just purchased a bunch of stuff. So they hadn't had a chance to go up at all. But my master collector points, you can see they really rose up to 233 because of my secret rare comics and also my focus on some of these commons, right? And you can see that, like, I was like gaining in that regard, but my total gains in terms of like, gems hadn't been higher yet because they haven't had a chance to mature some of these things. Right. So then if we get on to what's going on this month, so this is how I do it right here. And you can't totally see it exactly. But what I do is I list all my items and I list the rarities and I do the purchase price in this column here. And then I do my market value and then I do my master collector points. And I like to visually do it. Now you can do this kind of stuff on like, different apps and things, where you can get the total value. But I really like to put it in. It's just the way I am. It goes back to my days with my toy shop and having my physical books and all that stuff. And then my collectibles down here are the same thing, right? And so I add everything up, I make sure, I really, because then I have to really look at what I've got. And if this is my numbers from July, which is basically the end of June, right? So you can see that right here, my gains now on all of my stuff has gone from about 2,000 overall up to about 6,000 now. And that's in the span of like, a month or so, just by my focus on those comic books. Now, that is not a huge, like, rewards quite yet. Because I've just switched over like about a month or two ago. But at the same time, during the bear market that we've had, you can see that I've never had a red month. Now, if you, excuse me, if you go back 2 months right here, like this is basically, the end of May, you can see that, I was close. I was about 2,600 gems right here in terms of just gains. So I wasn't that like high above, right? But right here, I'm climbing back up now. I'm up to about 6,000 right here. My gem balance is only about 80 at the moment, but I will add more. My vault value, is about 21 to 22,000, depending on the day. But my master collector points have also risen up again a little bit by about 10 more points. This is an estimate because I'm not exactly sure how the program works, but I've been, looking at the Master Collector website and really focusing on that. So, like I'm really still thinking about that kind of stuff, but I'm really like refocused on everything. It's been a couple months now, and I'm really starting to now see some of these common comics. If I scroll back all the way up here, I've started to see that these guys right here, these comics have started to actually make me some nice separation from the purchase prices I've got of them, to where they're actually in the market value right now. Like the Avengers 4, I was picking them up anywhere between 5 to 7 gems. Now they're like 14 to 15. Sergeant Fury, I was doing about between 4 to 5 gems each. Now they're getting up around 10. Strange Tales, I actually went in at about 20 to 18 to 20 gems a piece. Now it's like 24. So you can see what I'm doing. And then down here, I have these other ones as well, like the Iron Man 55. I was getting about 3 gems. They're now 5. The Strange Tales 111 and the Tales of Suspense 77. These are just really great older comics that are in the app. I was picking up at 3 gems, and now they're about 5 to 6 each. So you can see once you start stacking, because I have like, plus, 30 to 40 to 50 of these, and the numbers really start to add up for you really well, right? So this is like how my roster's looking right now please, comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think I'm doing the right thing or not? Or do you have a different focus? And how's yours doing? Are you keeping track as well? I really think it's important. And it's really fun to do it. It really gives you the good numbers that you want to know. You really want to know how you're doing. And it's really good to like keep focused and like have a plan and go after it. This is just my opinion, right? You can do whatever you want as well, right? But I think I'm doing pretty well considering that we had those crazy, market crashes here in the app, and now my value is starting to go back up the other way, and it's just going to continue. In my opinion, I think it's only going to keep going up with what I've been picking. But we'll see next month because I will do another video, right? Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one, and happy collecting.